chore day. I got very taken aback by this part of Southern California. Always listen to yourself if there is an instinct. These are definitely the moments of like solo travel that feel a little bit like anxiety producing. I am going to head to Arizona now. I hate the ones with like, you get a 3-minute shower. Wow, 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 wow. This is the moment. This is why I do this. I am going to harvest some ocotillo bloom. We're heading down to the emergency vet in Yuma. Crazy full moon bringing crazy occurrences. Hey everybody, thank you for joining me and Inara and Sterling, of course, in Firefly again this week. We are in Southern California. When I left you last week, I was trying to find a campsite, so found a good one right near the harbor, which was a nice place to stop for a night, just a parking lot, but I woke up to the sounds of waves crashing on the beach. Laundry day, chore day, not the most fun day, but a needed day. I have so much laundry to do because laundry is my absolute least favorite chore, so I put it off for as long as possible. What's that between your legs? Can't tell. So as a reward to myself for doing the chores that I hate all day, I'm getting a gluten-free chicken sandwich. I used to love Wendy's crispy chicken sandwiches, but then I went vegetarian and then I went gluten-free. So it's been like probably over a decade since I've eaten at Wendy's. But I found a restaurant called Nectarine Grove in Encinitas that has gluten-free crispy chicken sandwich. So pretty pumped about this. Gonna take a little break from my chores and eat up. So I got some catnip spray and tried it out for Inara. It's her first time ever with catnip because they don't sense it before 6 months old. She's only 7 and she's going quite wild. It's pretty entertaining. Chore day is finished. I got all my laundry put away and everything, and now I'm heading out of Southern California. As pretty as the coast is of Southern California, like basically LA area down, it's just kind of a little too urban for my liking, and they're not super friendly to van lifers. So I am on my way inland and was planning just to kind of boogie towards Arizona, but I got very taken aback by this part of Southern California. I've never been here. I'm along the 8 highway near Alpine, California, and it's just like stunningly beautiful. So I sort of like veered off onto a side road and sort of exploring through Google, like, what is this area? What's camping near here like? What kind of hiking maybe? It's just like absolutely stunningly beautiful. So right now my love for mountains is warring with my need for somewhere really warm and we'll see what comes of it. So it looks a little cold outside, but really cool, really awesome little rock formations around and stuff. So I found a little campground up in here that I'm going to try to check out and see if it's a good place to stop for the night. I do really love these little California communities that are kind of hidden away in the hills or something just off the coast. Like, you just never know that they're here, but they definitely remind me a lot more of home, being from mountain lands, and just really love the feel of them. Well, the campground that I wanted to go to that says it's open on Google is not, apparently. So, on to the next possibility. Second campground, also closed. So we travel on. So I got to this campsite and it's quite foggy and kind of creepy. There's literally nobody in this campground, like no camp hosts, no anything. Just totally abandoned. The like bathrooms are locked. I'm not sure that it's actually supposed to be open. So I don't know. I definitely have a choice here of whether to stay here. I'm sure it's probably fine, or continue on. I definitely am like a little bit, you know, just like being alone out here. I don't have any service. And with the fog and stuff, it just kind of feels just creepy enough that like my instinct is not to stay here. That being said, I know there's a big difference between like real fear that's very based in, you know, real warning signs and indications, and then there's perceived fear, you know, the trees up against the fog and, you know, everything that's just making it feel a little bit creepier. And, you know, I think so this will be the like Wayfinder tip of the week, the personal power and intention tip of the week, you know, is to always listen to yourself. If there is an instinct of, you know, hey, I don't want to be here, definitely listen to that, and also take the time to say, well, why am I feeling that way? Is it because there's actually anything that's going to happen to me up here? Very likely no. Is it kind of a horror movie set up here, a little bit driving into the woods alone? Yes. So there's kind of just some of that perception going on. That being said, it's really cold, and I don't know. I just don't think that I'm feeling this really. I kind of want to head back down to service and find like a more established camp area, with not knowing this area at all. And I don't know. Again, it's probably just all perception, but my instinct is just not to stay here. I think any sound of cars or anything going by, that there are cars going by, it's not so far out into the woods. Like, you know, when I go boondocking, it's still kind of by this really small community, that there's just like enough people that feeling alone feels freakier, if that makes sense. So I think any car that goes by, I'm just gonna like kind of be on edge all night up here. So I think I'm gonna head down and find a new spot for the night. So I'm just driving down these like roads, and there's like tons of windy little roads coming in and out of this campground, and somehow I got up one, and now I don't know how to get out. And I finally found the campground host, and he just like sort of watched me out the window for a little bit, and he's like literally the only one here in probably like 100 sites. And then I don't know, my feelings of like sketchiness are just like feeling a little overwhelming, and Sterling's whining, and I'm feeling lost, and it's like these are definitely the moments of like solo travel that feel a little bit like anxiety producing. Just feel a lot, but it's only 7:17, the sun just set, so I have plenty of time to find something else. All right, so I ended up calling all the RV parks nearby, and either they didn't answer, they were members only, they were full, or they were closed because of COVID. And all the camping and boondocking was like way far away from the highway up other roads, and I, you know, didn't know if they were going to be open or not, like the other ones weren't. So I ended up just at a rest stop off of I-8, and you know, I mean, rest stops are pretty relatively safe. They're well lit, they're usually patrolled. You know, there's just not much that's going to happen to you at a rest stop. So I always feel comfortable as this is like a last option, or Walmart's or any of these other kind of free parking areas. You know, they're free, they'll do in a pinch. You don't want to like spend a lot of time here. It's definitely not like the glamorous part of van life where you're, you know, pulling into these amazing campsites and all of this stuff. But it's definitely a reality of van life that not all the time you're going to get the beautiful campsite. Sometimes you just gotta, you know, park in a parking lot, like the last 2 nights. Although yesterday was right next to like a beach, so that was nice. But, you know, you just get by and you do what you gotta do, and I still have a nice cozy interior at least. This campsite is actually, or rest stop is kind of off of the highway, which is nice. It seems a lot quieter than other ones I've been at, so excited about that feature of it, and looks clean and private, and there's sage everywhere. So for a rest stop, doing pretty well. I've got fresh, clean sheets and a relatively quiet and relatively flat sleeping area, and so it's a good night in van life after all. Woke up early this morning to a knock that the rest stop is being closed, so I am going to head to Arizona now. I'm feeling fairly complete with Southern California. So my plan is to head up to the Kofa Wildlife Refuge for at least 4 or 5 days, park, just be there for a little while, which means I need to do a bunch of stuff beforehand, like, get gas, get water, fill up on food, even just little items like making sure I have enough dish soap, always biodegradable dish soap, basically everything like that to make sure that I am happy and comfortable just out parked for a number of days. So I'm filling up water at a truck stop, and I'm also going to fill up my solar shower so that I can take a shower in a couple days. I'm going to take a shower here as well. Showers at truck stops are great. They're kind of expensive, $12. No time limit on the showers in here, so that's a plus. I hate the ones with like, you get a 3-minute shower. That's what a solar shower is for. Quick shower tip for you ladies out there. If you need to shave your legs quick in like a timed shower or something like that, just move the razor up and down in one motion on your leg rather than going like down, then down, then down. This is the best way to shave, gives you the smoothest shave, and goes really, really quickly. We are in business, let me tell you what. We got a full tank of gas, so nothing can stop us now. Woo! I just pulled in and wow, 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 wow. Oh my gosh. This is pretty amazing. My favorite plant in the world is the ocotillo. So the internet wasn't working quite as well as I had hoped. I have a pretty like data intensive job and need to do like Zoom calls and stuff at my old campsite. So I thought I was gonna have to really like move way far down, but some people came out of a campsite just right like 100 yards earlier. That's the one that I had really wanted because it's huge and flat. And I pulled in here and just like 100 feet later, the internet works amazingly. So I'm so excited about this campsite. It is just like probably one of my favorite campsites of all time ever. It's absolutely epically amazing and wonderful and beautiful. And yay, I get to be here for days and days. I have a ton of work to do today, but I honestly am just like completely overwhelmed by this spot. I keep like getting really like teary, and I'm just like looking out my window right now and I just can't believe I'm here. I can't believe I get to be here for days. I don't know. I'm just really overwhelmed by this area. Definitely have an office with a view today. I have my whole charging station and double screens and animals here. I use a Jackery power station to keep everything plugged in because I want to be up here for a number of days. So I'll recharge the Jackery using a solar panel for that. So since it is so pretty outside, I'm gonna expand my living area here a little bit by setting up an outdoors room. I also am going to put a bucket underneath so that my gray water catches in there and I can disperse of it properly. So there are just certain moments in van life that just hit different. And one of those is just a certain time of day when it's warm enough to keep all of the doors open. The sun is shining through the linen curtains that I have in here and just creating this like buttery light that comes through. And it really accentuates all the cedar in here. There's just a little breeze that comes through and it really just rustles everything just a little bit, and it's so peaceful and quiet and amazing. The animals are asleep and I'm just either working or reading or doing whatever, and it just is like this is the moment. This is why I do this. So it's another beautiful sunset in this area. Really nice color on the mountains back there. And I'm going to harvest some ocotillo bloom, which they only bloom for 2 weeks out of the year. And they're really, really beautiful when they do. They have these red flowers that you can soak overnight and make a tea or juice out of. Or you can make like sun tea in a mason jar. So I'm going to try to harvest some of these up and soak them overnight. Obviously, want to go about this very, very carefully. Lots of big spines on there. So first thing, check the buds, make sure there's not any insects in them, any like ants, bees, anything like that. Then do a quick rinse of the flowers just to get off some of the like intense amount of pollen. Then just put some more water in it, cover it, and let it soak for the night. So we're actually making just a little juice out of this. You can also boil water and make a tea or make a sun tea during the day. They kind of look like little sea creatures. For my fellow nerds out there, I have Doctor Who ice cubes, so little TARDISes. So it didn't turn out really pink, but there is a nice sweet flavor to it. I think next time I would do it as a sun tea in a mason jar. So I just got to pick up a mason jar in town because I lost mine. It is a hot, hot, hot day here. So I am going to set up my awning. I have a moonshade awning, which is a detachable awning that you can just put up, take down, super light. It's built by Vanlifers, so really handy if you don't want to spend the like over $1,000 to get a awning attached to the vehicle. So there you have it. Now we have a shade structure, which is amazing because it is like over 80 degrees, which at this point, after being in winter, I'm like lizarding out in the sun and then getting just way too hot, so I have to run back into shade. Took about 15 minutes to set up, so not bad. And also provide some shade to the actual inside of the van to keep that cool as well and have a safe haven for the animals. So I'm gonna sit and enjoy. It is Sunday right now, so that means it's YouTube posting day for last week's video, the one about Southern California, posted today. So I'm gonna read y'all's comments and respond, and then otherwise just chill today because I've been working hard the last few days to get that out. So enjoying the fruits of my labors today. So our camp today is being a little overrun by master blister beetles, which are a really kind of cool looking beetle. I'm not really a huge bug person, but beetles for whatever reason just do not creep me out. I find them really like fascinating to watch. The nice thing is Inara's fascinated by them, but she is not trying to eat them. I followed her around for a while at first, making sure she wouldn't, because when they get threatened, if you like hold them or if something tries to eat them, they'll pop like this blood vessel that allows this yellow pus to seep out that will cause blisters on skin or anything. So if you just leave them alone, they're like totally fine. They won't bother you. They won't like try to blister you. And right now I have 2 little sentries apparently guarding the door to my house. All right, it looks like it is about time for my second shower of the week, and we're gonna do the solar shower. So it's been baking in the hot sun all day. It's at about 110 degrees. Then we'll set up a tarp to make an evaporation bath, which then the soapy water will go down onto the tarp, and then we will allow the water to evaporate, and then we can just wipe down the soap afterwards. Use all biodegradable soap still, just in case. We'll put all of our supplies right near us, then get down to our level of comfort. Personally, I like to wear a little sarong. This it can still get wet, but then if somebody drives up, I can be covered from the back while still opening it up in the front and getting everything nice and clean. And that's it. Clean and nice and fresh in the middle of the desert off the back of the van. It's gearing up to be another beautiful night out here. However, some teddy bear cholla blew into camp in that last little wind, and Inara decided to play with it and very quickly learned what teddy bear cholla does. It's an absolutely beautiful, beautiful cactus, but it has really intense barbs. She got them all over her, some in her lips, and so I took out what I can. She's now in a carrier, and we're heading down to the emergency vet in Yuma to make sure that all of them get out, nothing gets infected. Bye, camp. We'll see you again next time. Wow, look at that full moon out there. Wow, 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 wow. Crazy full moon bringing crazy occurrences.
I miss you. You're a very good girl. Are you a brave girl? Turning away. Yeah.
Oh yeah. She got a little feisty when I was looking. She gets mad.
Right, she is in with the vet now. You can see the van is a total disaster because I just threw everything in here in my haste to leave. You can also see my eyes are super puffy because I've been crying a whole bunch. I just hate when she's hurt, and I just wanted to kind of like, before anyone's like, oh, she's in so much danger living in a van or something, like cats get into things they're not supposed to. I've had friends' cats die because they ate a piece of house plant or something poisonous, or ran out the door and got hit by a car or something like that. It happens that animals get hurt, and it sucks no matter where they are and what is happening to them. And like, there's always just some guilt that comes along with that of like, oh, I should have been watching her more carefully. Oh, I should have done an extra sweep for the choya, and you know, so it sucks when animals get hurt. It's expensive and it makes you feel terrible, and I just hate seeing them in pain. It's like, it's really, really hard. When she first came up and had to like kind of wrestle her to get some of them off, and you just feel terrible. But she's in there now, and you know, I had this whole night, beautiful night planned of meditation and more ocotillo, and I've been sleeping with the skylight open and listening to the desert sounds and having the moonlight come in, which has just been like this really powerful, beautiful experience. And so now I'm going to sleep on a road. The vet's office, very nice. They're letting me sleep right in front of the vet's office, which is great and really kind of them. So not quite the evening I had planned, and not quite the spiritual communing with nature that I wanted to do tonight, but you know, you do what you have to and keep your littles healthy as much as you can, and just roll with the punches. Like I said last week, growth mindset, right? Of just keep on keeping on, one foot in front of the other. And this is gonna cost $800 to remove some cactus, so you know, just dealing with that anxiety too. So it's just one foot in front of the other. We'll get through it. We'll get back to nature and beauty and everything tomorrow. All right, look who's back and high as balls. On some Special K, some ketamine. Kind of freaking out a little bit, but she is good and happy, and that is all that matters. Are you a little high? Good morning, everybody. So the adventure cat's little cactus cat is doing great this morning. And it is going to be 90 degrees here, so that is too hot for this girl and this girl's animals. And so we are going to head north to Prescott. I will show you most everything about Prescott in next week's episode. However, I did want to share with you the final way that I shower in my van, other than, of course, just a washcloth little bath. So after something like a mountain bike ride, like I just got off, or any kind of workout, hike, wherever, where I'm feeling just sweaty and dirty and gross, and I just want a quick rinse, then I built my sink so that the faucet will rotate around and I can use that as a shower. This will be the end of our time together today, this week. So if you did enjoy this video, please like, comment, and overall please share. That really, really helps me out. I can't wait to see you all next week as I explore more of northern Arizona, here, the Grand Canyon, all sorts of cool stuff. So I so appreciate you all. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you next week.